Ghana risks a high and severe third wave of COVID-19 outbreak if the public continues to ignore the safety protocols. Dr. Patrick Umabwaji, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, gave the warning in Accra on Wednesday during the COVID-19 media update. He noted that Ghana had already entered into its third wave, and indications pointed to the fact that much more would have to be done to avert a disaster of catastrophic magnitude.
There's been a significant increase in recorded cases over the last 4 weeks, and as you can all see from the website or the dashboard. We also have an increasing number of severe and critical cases, especially in Accra and Kumasi and a few of the regional capitals. We also have an increasing number of cases among the international arrivals at the Kotoka International Airport. And as you have already seen, anytime there's an outbreak, you see that reflected at the airport. We are also experiencing some increases in school outbreaks. Not significant though, but at least it moved from one school to another, and this is something that we need to bring to an end. The number of these that are reporting daily continue to increase. Previously, we were reporting just a few, Greater Accra, Metro, and its environs. Now we are seeing some spillover into some of the neighboring districts. Adherence to protocols still remains very poor across all the regions, and the probability of a much severe third wave is high if we do not increase our adherence to the protocols.
The Ghana Health Service Board said 248 persons were currently on admission, of which 17 were in critical condition, 86 severe, and 143 mild to moderate. Dr. Umabwaji said there had been significant increase in the number of cases recorded over the past 4 weeks, with the number of them being in severe and critical conditions. He noted that as of July 25, the country had recorded a cumulative case of 102,569 and 1,412,464 tests were conducted. Out of that figure, he said, 97,213 had recovered, with 4,983 still being active cases and 823 deaths. Touching on international arrivals, he said 2,249 persons had tested positive out of the 390,527 tests conducted. Similarly, a total of 392 schools had recorded cases with a cumulative figure of 2,647. However, 93.7% of them had fully recovered, with 166 of them still active. The 166 students, Dr. Umabwaji said, were 93 from schools in the Shanti region, 38 from the Oti region, Greater Accra region 15, Eastern 12, Bono East 7, and Bono 1. Dr. Umabwaji said there was the need for all Guineans to take the situation seriously and act responsibly by adhering strictly to the preventive protocols. He said quantities of vaccines were expected to arrive in the country by August and September. However, until then, obeying the protocols would be the way out. The Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) has collected 25.89 billion Ghana cedis in tax revenue as against 26.1 billion Ghana cedis targeted for the period, resulting in a 212 Ghana cedis million shortfall. The GRA said it collected 18.45 billion Ghana cedis in domestic tax revenue and 7.44 billion Ghana cedis from international trade or customs. Dr. Charles Ade, Deputy Commissioner in charge of Research, Strategy, Policy and Programs at GRA, announced this at a media briefing in Accra on Wednesday when giving an update on the country's tax mobilization efforts and measures undertaken to shore up the country's taxes. He said the tax revenue collected in the first half of the year showed a nominal growth of 25.6%. Dr. Adai explained that if the tax collections from other tax revenue sources, such as energy debt recovery, sanitation levy, value-added tax and airport charges, the GRA had collected 27.17 billion Ghana cedis as against a target of 27.25 billion Ghana cedis, representing a 28 million Ghana cedis shortfall. Assessing the average performance of the authority, Dr. Adai said that showed that the authority was hovering around 47.6%, which is about 46% recorded over the past 5 years. On the contribution of the various regions in a country's tax revenue, Dr. Adai said the Greater Accra region contributed 60.28%, Western 5.02%, and Ashanti 4.2%. The rest of the other 13 regions' contributions to the nation's tax revenue was very minimal, he added. Dr. Adai observed that with the linkage of the GRA's database to the NI's database, it's discovered that 33,500 professionals, including medical doctors, engineers, lawyers and IT experts who had Ghana card but did not have tax identification numbers. He explained that those elite professionals were earning high incomes and had therefore invited them for interrogation to ascertain whether or not they were paying taxes on their earnings.
Look at GDP, the GDP estimates that we have for Ghana. It covers all the informal sectors, all the agricultural sectors, all other sectors are taken into consideration, and then the GDP is estimated for the country. But when it comes to collecting the taxes, just as you saw in the table here, the informal sector is giving us less than 1% of the total revenue, and it's constituting about 60% of the economy. So it's a very big challenge for the economy. It is not easy for us to be able to tap into the potential that we have for our country. And it is because of individuals or Ghanaians, we can't say only one person. We work, those of us who are working for the government, your salary will never be escaped. It will be taken from it, whether you like it or not, before you get your income or your salary at the end of the month. What about individuals who are doing their own businesses? So it's so difficult to trace somebody who has earned his income, put it into his pocket, and you want to go there and collect part of that revenue. We can only do that when education is carried out throughout the economy for everybody to know why there's a need for us to support the government through taxation for the government to run the economy for us.
Dr. Adai further indicated that the authority was working collaboratively with German International Corporation GIZ and the local government's Decentralization and Rural Development Ministry to digitize and capture houses and properties being used for commercial businesses and residential purposes to charge the appropriate tax rent on them. He advocated the need to intensify tax education drive and enforcement mechanisms to shore up the tax revenue. The Ghana Revenue Authority this year set a target of 60 billion Ghana cedis in tax revenue, and based on the first half performance, Dr. Adai believed that it would meet the target.